Welcome to another special Hornbill TV explainer, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Alan. Merry Christmas and yes, a wonderful New Year and more ahead to you too from all of us here at Hornbill TV, ladies and gentlemen. Christmas is a time for merrymaking, food, holy worship, and for most of us, it's also a time for not so holy water. Having said that, the noise from crackers has subsided. Pork all consumed and whiskey supply all out of stock. So to relax from all the heavy Christmas celebrations, we know that you're now getting ready for more rounds of crackers, pork and whiskey because New Year is just around the corner. Festivities in the modern times involve a lot of planning and resources, ladies and gentlemen, and of course a careful check of the season. However, for many of us, if not all of us, what we forget to add in our careful planning is how our celebrations also impact people directly or indirectly. Crackers, pollution, noise, disturbing our neighbors, hospitals, disturbing our pets, babies, disturbing elderly people. Come on, even wild people like me who love music, dancing, heavy metal and good times, we don't like the frenzy of noise and disturbance when it starts intruding in our mental spaces beyond a certain limit. Maybe that's the reason why, for instance, the Bangalore police authorities are putting in place a list of guidelines for people to follow during the New Year celebrations. Today, let's look at many of the ways our celebrations affect people. Of course, my money, my celebration, my wish, right? You have no idea, especially for people who know their rights. Ahead of New Year's Day, Bangalore police on Tuesday announced strict measures to prevent any untoward incident during the celebrations in the city, ladies and gentlemen. The notice put a finger on stringent checks on drunken driving. The city police have fixed a deadline of about 1 a.m. for New Year parties. Beyond that, you're going to be arrested. After the timeline, no hotel, no club, no pub will be allowed to open. Further, no vehicles will be allowed except for police and essential services vehicles between 1 p.m. on December 31st and 1 a.m. on July 1st, ladies and gentlemen. Media reports that approximately 3,000 police officers and personnel will be deployed to some of the more important areas of the city where the celebrations will take place. Christmas and New Year celebrations can be a challenging time for authorities. It's a time when everyone lets their hair down, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone cuts their chase on merrymaking, meaning the enthusiasm can often lead people into places where they no longer bother much about other people and their comfort. It's your money to buy alcohol, yes, but it is no longer your problem when everyone, including the authorities, when you get drunk and get into a fight. It wakes up the babies and disturbs elderly people with certain health conditions. It is called public nuisance. Section 268, read it up. It's your music player and it's your right and freedom to play as you want it. You can play any song. But it no longer becomes your only player when it starts disturbing people. It becomes an infringement on other people's rights if your music starts disturbing their sleep, or their babies or patients in their hospitals. They can't sleep beyond the usual time. Section 268. It's your money, so you can buy crackers and do whatever you want with it. But it is no longer your problem only when your actions pollute the air and the environment, which also belong to other people. It becomes other people's problem too when your crackers start disturbing people at a time when they should be asleep or resting. Come on, not every one of us are fans of crackers or partying throughout the night. There are laws against it. And if you're someone who knows your rights, then I think you understand what I'm talking about. Today, let's examine some of the things that are a result of celebrating without responsibility: noise and air pollution, crackers, loud music, late night events, and what it means to celebrate like true ladies and true gentlemen, people with compassion for our neighbors, fellow men, and even the environment. Let's have a look at it. noise can have various effects on people, both physically and psychologically. Christmas and New Year's are times when Nagaland go nuts with crackers, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know why it is still being burst out there. I don't know why we're still using it. The impact of cracker and the noise on people can depend on factors such as the intensity, frequency, duration, and the individual sensitivity. Here are some of the ways in which the crackers that you use can affect people in the environment. Prolonged exposure to high levels of noise can cause hearing damage or loss. I think that is very basic. This is a well documented and direct physical effect of noise on the auditory system. Noise, especially during the night, can disturb sleep patterns. That is also very basic. Even low-level background noise can interfere with the ability to fall asleep, stay asleep, and achieve sleep, restful sleep. Even someone playing guitar in the other room and you trying to sleep, it's going to affect your sleep patterns. Imagine what loud noise for 2-3 hours. Loud noise from crackers can do to your sleep, to babies, to elderly people who also have medical conditions. Loud or persistent noise can induce stress or anxiety. This is often linked to the body's fight or flight response, leading to increased heart rate, elevated blood pressure, and the release of stress hormones. Noise can impair concentration, focus, and cognitive performance too, ladies and gentlemen. These are very basic. We don't need to be on TV and speaking about this, but unfortunately, I think at this time there are some people who really need this. In environments with constant background noise, individuals may find it challenging to complete tasks that require sustained attention and mental effort. You can't concentrate because of all the noise going on. Excessive noise can hinder effective communication, of course. In noisy environments, people may struggle to hear and understand each other. Of course, that is also basic, leading to misunderstanding and even decreased social interaction. These are not my opinions. These are not Hornbill TV opinions. These are scientific facts. Tons and tons and decades of research, medical paper out there. Chronic exposure to noise has been associated with various health issues, including cardiovascular problems such as hypertension, increased risk of heart diseases, and continuous exposure to irritating or annoying sounds can lead to feelings of irritation and agitation. These can negatively impact mood and overall well-being. Noise can influence behavior. I think that is also very basic. It leads to changes such as increased aggression. You get irritated easily. It leads to reduced pro-social behavior, and it alters your social interactions and its quality. It's important to note that individuals vary in their sensitivity to noise, of course, and what may be tolerable for another person may be distressing for another. For you, it might be okay to have loud noise around you, but it might not be okay for your pets, for your neighbors, for your friends and family. Ideally, we shouldn't be allowing firecrackers. And I think it was supposed to be banned, considering its impact on the air, environment, and people's health. We shouldn't even be talking about this on TV. We talked about noise. Let's talk about the environmental impact of crackers. The environmental impact of crackers or firecrackers is a subject of concern across the world due to various factors associated with their production, use, and disposal. Here are some of the ways which crackers can affect the environment. First thing, firecrackers release a variety of pollutants into the air when they explode. It's basic. These pollutants include sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide, carbon monoxide, and particulate matters. The combustion of certain chemicals in the firecrackers contributes to poor air quality, and in densely populated areas or during festivals, the cumulative effect can be significant. I think you have read about Delhi during the Diwali and Durga Puja celebrations earlier. The combustion of firecrackers leaves behind chemical residues in the air, soil, and water. The residues may include heavy metals and other pollutants, and they can have adverse impact and effects on the ecosystem and water quality around your neighborhood, in your town, in your cities. The loud noises and the bright lights from firecrackers also can disturb and of course harm animals. Pets and animals may be frightened, disoriented, and they're more vulnerable to actually falling ill physically, or they can be stressed by the sudden explosions affecting their behavior and well-being. To mitigate the environmental impact of firecrackers, individuals and communities can consider alternative ways to celebrate without relying on fireworks. I don't know why we make fireworks the center, the heart of our celebrations every time. Now, the impact of firecrackers on babies and elderly people again can be more pronounced due to their sensitivity to noise and potential health vulnerabilities. Ladies and gentlemen, here are some of the specific ways in which crackers can affect this age group. Babies have very delicate and developing auditory systems. Why is this something we have to be talking about on TV? If we have babies in a neighborhood, I don't think we should even be considering bursting firecrackers in the first place. The loud and sudden noises from firecrackers can be distressing for babies, infants, and may disturb their sleep patterns. Prolonged exposure to loud noises may even lead to hearing damage because they are still developing. It's not fully developed like adult persons. Babies are more vulnerable to stress that's caused by loud and unfamiliar sounds. You ever drop something on the ground and the baby just jumped just because of that? Imagine what hundreds of firecrackers going out at once for 2-3 hours is going to do to them. The startling noise from firecrackers can lead to increased stress levels, making babies irritable, fussy, and anxious. They won't sleep too. Firecrackers, especially during nighttime celebrations, again can disturb the sleep of babies. Sleep is crucial for their growth and development, and disruptions may lead to irritability and affect their overall well-being. Well, what about the elderly people? Noise sensitivity is very basic too. Elderly individuals may have heightened sensitivity to loud noises due to age-related changes in their hearing. Firecrackers can be particularly distressing for them, leading to an increased stress levels and anxiety. Ladies and gentlemen, the sudden loud noises from firecrackers can trigger stress responses in the elderly, potentially leading to an increase in heart rate and blood pressure. There actually was a case in Dimapur earlier, I think it was about 5 or 6 years ago, where there were charges that became public. Some certain families from the town started accusing a certain group of using firecrackers, because of which one elderly person allegedly died because of firecrackers being burst in their vicinity in those days. And it's actually documented, especially in winter. It can cause blood pressure. It can trigger heart-related ailments. For individuals with pre-existing cardiovascular conditions, this can pose a significant risk, ladies and gentlemen. Further, the pollutants that's released by firecrackers during combustion can worsen respiratory conditions such as asthma and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Elderly individuals may have mobility challenges, and the use of firecrackers can pose safety risks to people around. The loud noises may startle them, of course, but even more dangerous is if the elderly person falls down after being startled, or some other accidents happen because of the noise that firecrackers cause. The impact of firecrackers or crackers on dogs and other pets can be significant too. It's not just people, as animals often have heightened sensitivity to loud noises and bright lights compared to humans. The use of firecrackers can cause stress, anxiety, and other adverse effects on the well-being of pets. Here are some ways in which crackers can impact dogs and other pets, other animals in your house: chicken, swine, dogs, fish. Because firecrackers can produce loud and sudden noises. It can trigger anxiety and fear in pets, not only in humans, and especially people who are depressed or have anxiety issues. Sudden and loud noises can practically trigger a lot of unpleasant things in them. Dogs in particular, for instance, in animals, dogs in particular may become frightened and stressed, leading to behaviors such as trembling. I've seen that, hiding, pacing around excessively, excessive barking for no reason, or attempting to run away, escape. The stress and anxiety caused by firecrackers can have physical manifestation in pets, and this is true. This is a fact. This is so basic. Some animals may experience digestive issues, loss of appetite, and even vomiting and diarrhea in response to the heightened stress levels. Some pets may respond to the stress and anxiety caused by firecrackers with aggressive behavior. This can be directed towards any animals, even people, or they might direct their aggression on even household objects, ladies and gentlemen. Again, pets with pre-existing health conditions such as heart conditions or respiratory issues may see an aggravation of their symptoms due to the stress induced by loud noises and the release of pollutants from crackers. Again, prolonged exposure to firecracker-related stress can lead to long-term behavioral changes in pets. They may become more fearful, anxious, or even reactive, even in non-cracker situations. Now let's talk about something that you so love. Most people love this topic, alcohol. Celebrating the new year is a common time for people to gather and enjoy festivities, and for many this includes the consumption of alcohol. If you drink, then I think you're part of the celebrations. If you don't drink, you're not part of the celebrations. That's how it goes in the modern times. If you choose to drink alcohol during New Year celebration, it's important to do so responsibly, ladies and gentlemen. Here are some of the tips for a safe and enjoyable New Year celebration. Though Nagaland is a dry state, or that's what they call it, but you know how things are going to work out this New Year too, and even more in the future to come. So here are some tips. Be aware of your own tolerance for alcohol and know your limits. Consuming alcohol in moderation can help prevent overindulgence and its associated risks. Most of the time we go into group situations where everyone is drinking, and suddenly we forget that we have to drive people home. We forget that we have to drive, or we forget that people out there who are drunken may not really be focused on us when we're walking on the streets, and that's dangerous for you. So pace yourself by alternating alcoholic drinks with non-alcoholic ones. Don't just put in all the whiskey in there. You can alternate it with fruit juice, water. This can help you stay hydrated and reduce the overall amount of alcohol you consume. How do I know this? I've been drunk many times, but I've given up alcohol for many years now. Having a meal before drinking can actually slow down the absorption of alcohol in your bloodstream and may reduce the effects of alcohol. Never drink on an empty stomach, because you are going to get drunk faster and easier. And if you're driving outside, especially in places like Dimapur during Christmas and New Year, you have to be very careful. If you're planning to drink, arrange for a designated driver or use alternative transportation methods such as taxi or rideshare service or public transportation. You have to be aware of your own surroundings and the people you are with. Stay in a safe environment and be cautious about leaving your drink unattended to prevent tampering. Remember that the purpose of celebrating is to enjoy the moment. Consuming alcohol responsibly ensures a safer and more enjoyable experience for you, yourself, and those around you. And why are we saying all this on TV? It is not a secret that we are not really, alcohol is everywhere. And especially during the Christmas too, there were a lot of guys out there fighting and just thumbing at each other after 2 rounds or 3, or so we're just making sure that during this New Year celebrations you just take more care of yourself. The whole idea here is that you love loud crackers and loud noisy music and loud noisy drunken parties, but maybe you can also consider that our neighbors and those in your vicinity don't. we don't maybe share the same level of passion for loud noise, loud alcoholic parties and crackers. You may love partying, but if it starts disturbing people, babies, elderly people, and just anyone who are being disturbed by your party, your loudness, your music, your firecrackers, when they should be resting or sleeping or don't want to be bothered by all this, then it is actually something that the laws can address. It's actually written in the laws against all this. So our encouragement is that you celebrate and enjoy, but enjoy it responsibly. Happy New Year ahead, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching Hornbill TV. I'm Al Mali. See you next time.